So I was sitting here, minding my own business, thinking real hard about tidying up my area. Then I thought, well, I don't know if tidying is a good thing to be doing on a Sunday. So I found this piece of, it's like a upholstery fabric. And I want to fix it to make it so, isn't that kind of boring, sort of? Boring? Yeah. Not ugly, just boring. It needs to be, you know, fested up. Like this one here. This was a piece of fabric here, which it wasn't boring, but it was, you know, it needed something. And so I put some festivities on this side and made a cover. It's going to be a, maybe it'll be a journal, a little big for a needle book. So I'm going to do this one now. I'm going to do this one. And, oops, did I turn on my Arne? I didn't. So I'm going to do this one now. I'm going to put some fabric pieces on it. I'm just going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put some fabric pieces on there. This is kind of silky right here. These are kind of like beautiful. These are like beautiful right there. Let's see if I can just iron them right there. Just a little press. Just a little press. Okay. Now, I've made these before. You've probably seen me do this before. And so, I'm just going to put these pieces on here. I'm not going to be anything particular. I don't think so anyway. So I'm just going to cover this up with pieces of fabric. Just, yeah, a little bit here and a little bit there. Let me see, I don't want no real big ones. Let me see what I'm going to do. So I'm covering up the plain side. I'm leaving the pretty side as to be pretty, if you call that pretty. And then we'll just kind of put these pieces on here however they just seem to land, actually. And we're just going to keep doing that, because as long as I stay busy doing this, then there's no housework to be done. It's just kind of stands still, you know. It doesn't go away, you know. Don't go away. And so I don't have to worry about burglars stealing my housework or anything, you know. That's pretty cool. I got up real early this morning and I was playing in here. At that time I didn't do housework because I didn't want to disturb. What is this piece? It's sewed onto there. Well, we'll stick that on there. I didn't want to disturb anybody sleeping. Well, that would have been Papa. I didn't want to disturb his snooze. And so I didn't disturb his snooze. And so, and now I had to think of another reason why I don't do housework. I mean, it's not, oh, I did do the dishes though, so there's no dishes in the sink, so that's good. That's good. That gives me 1 brownie point for that. And oh, that's like a little piece of, like, let's put that right there. It's kind of like a piece of doily. And see how I'm getting these all matching perfectly? Yeah, right. No, it's not happening. It's just not happening in my world right now. So I just want to get these covered up. I want to get this whole thing covered up. That's my goal, is to cover up all of this here stuff right here. Oopsie daisies. So we'll cover that up like that way. And let me see here. Put this one right here. And see, some of these are quite eensy-weensy, but you know, that's okay. We're going to use some eensy-weensy ones. Let's put that one there. That one's kind of plain, but we're going to put that one right there. And keep finding these little pieces of turtles. Little turtles. We call them gophers down here. I'm not sure why we call them gophers down here, but we do. In this Florida land. Okay, let's put this here. And then let's put this one right here. Okay, now see? What do you think, y'all? It's looking good, isn't it? It's looking quite precious, I would call it. Quite precious. Oh, here's some pink. Oh, there's pink. Let's put that in here. It's quite precious right there. Let's see if... Oh, yeah. This is like my favorite. I love this piece right here. Put one of them there and one of them there. And then gingham is just pretty. All kinds of gingham is very pretty. I'm going to put that one right there. Let's put that there. And then, let's see. Oh, this is quite nice. This is quite nice. That one needs a little press. Press. Give that a little press. Put that there. Okay. And then, let's see. Oh, this is quite nice. Oh, let's see. That's two pieces already sewed together. We'll put them right there. And let's see what we have here. And another little precious piece right there. Put that right there. Okay, then we'll see. Oh, here's some stripes on that piece. That's nice. Get them scraps. Get them scraps and save them. Save them scraps, I'm telling you. That's it. See? Oh, and then here's some green with golden spots. Let's put them right there. And then, oh, this is nice. That's two pieces, just about the same. We'll put one right over here, and let's put one right over here. Yeah, that's nice. Some threads on there. Just leave them. We'll just leave them there. We can't have the threads feel unwanted. Yeah. Like they're the black sheeps or something, you know. We can't be having that. We'll put that one there. And then, let's see, that's too plain. We're gonna save plain Janes for something different. Look at this piece. You think that would be worth anything on there? Let's check. Let's check and see what happens after I give it a good press. Let's just give it a good press. Let me press it this way. Let's just give it a good press and see what happens. If once we get the crinkles out of it, there's some parts of my body needs a good press because it's got crinkles in it. But it's okay. That's all right. It's okay. All right, there. I gave that a good pressing. So I'll just put this like this. There we go. That's nice. And then, oh, that's too big. Oh, here's another little pink. Oopsie, dropped a piece on the floor. That's okay. It makes more floor art. Floor art is good. Floor art is good. Yes, it is. Okay, then we're going to go with this piece right here. And then, let's see. Oh, here's some more of that flowery, peachy orange color. Isn't that just peachy? Put that right over there. Let's see. I've got a little bit more to cover in a couple spots here. Okay, let's see. See, if I press these little pieces, they just kind of stay put a little bit easier where I want them to be living at. Okay, now. Oh, there's a piece that's not covered. Let's see what we want to put there. Oh, maybe we'll put that little piece of that stuff there. We'll put that right there. Oopsie. You go back over there, Mr. Blue. Okay, now what's this? Oh, this is nice. This is very nice. Let's put that right there. And then let's put this right here. And then let's put this right here. And then let's put, let's see, what's in the bottom? Let me see what's in the bottom of this here bucket. There's a hole in the bottom of my bucket. There's a hole in the bottom of my shoe. There's a hole. Okay. Wait a minute. Is that... Oh, no, there's a piece right there that's not covered. That cannot be at all. Oh, look at here. This is nice. This is very nice. Where? Okay, there that was. Okay, you gotta go back over here, little piece. You stay where I put you. See, look at that little piece right there. That matches that little piece right there. So the whole thing is all matchy, you see, because that piece matches that piece. Okay. Let's put this one right here, and let's picked up these here blackish pieces, so we're going to put them up right here. Do you see how organized these are? Let's put this one right here, and this one right here. Okay, now, I think I got the whole thing. Oh, that corner has nothing. Oh my word. That cannot be. That cannot be. So we'll put this piece right here up in this corner. Right like this. There we go. And then let's put this one right here. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to see if that makes me happy to look at that. It's a little piece. Oh, this is flannel. Let's put that right there. Right there. Right there. Now let me look. Am I happy? Oh, there's one little spot there. Oh, good night, Irene. We can't let that happen. We got to have something. Let's put this little piece right. Where was that? Oh, what? I don't know. Let's just put this right here. That might have been the spot I saw. I don't know. And then we just kind of look over all of this. That's just a plain piece in there. Well, that's going to be okay right there. Okay, there. Now, it's completely covered. It's completely covered. But now what I want to do, let's see. I think I want to take, let me take some yarn. This here yarn is like blue-ish. I'm going to put this yarn on here. And put some yarning on here. Okay. I'm just going to put it here and there and around and here and there. And then just kind of put it on there. Sort of like, exactly like this. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing right here. And so you can see, I think that looks nice. I want it all over. I want it all, like, not all over, because I don't want to cover up all the beauty of the colors. I like colors. I have done some of those monochromatic kind of things. I even think the word is too scientific. But, and I have done some of those. And they turn out okay. But I'm more into the color. And, I'm more into color. Let's see what happens with this. I like color. And I have done some of the shabby chic kind of stuff too. And I really love it. I think it's very pretty. But it's really pretty when other people do it, is when it turns out really pretty. Not when I do it. Because I can do something all shabby chic. Okay, that's enough, I think. Let's pull that piece right here. Okay, there. That's nice. Okay, get back up on there. And then I want to reach over here. I'm reaching behind me. And let's see. Should I use this? No. Yeah. Let's use... Okay, well, yeah, what the heck. What the heck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color I use, but this is, what is this called? It's called Tulle. It's got golden hearts on it. Are they silver? Well, they're something hearts. I'm going to just put that on top of here. Okay. Okay, I don't need this iron, so I'll turn that off so I don't touch it and burn my tender little fingers. Okay, so I'm going to just put that, there we go. It's not quite wide enough. So, yes, Papa?
I gotta go out and walk around a little bit.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Right
That's good.
back here.
Okay, beautiful, handsome, gorgeous. Love you too, darling. What did I do with my pin cushion? Oh, there it is, hiding on the other side of that sewing machine. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to put a few pins in here to kind of hold that on there. See, it's got them little shiny hearts. I hope I don't have that on backwards. No, I think either side is good. Oopsie daisies. And so I'm going to kind of pin that a little bit to hold that down properly. And I'm no seamstress or nothing. I just like to play with my sewing machine. And I've been doing a lot of hand stitching, and my Freya over here, my sewing machine, has been a little bit sad, feeling neglected. So that's when I figured that I need, you get back up there, Mr. Pink Spot, or Mrs. Pink Spot, whatever you want to call yourself. Okay. Now this Tulle, it kind of is, you got to give it some tender, loving care when you work with the Tulle, because it wants to do what it wants to do sometimes. Sticks to things and things stick to it and all that nonsense. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this. I'm not going to, oops, I got to cut this piece right here. Okay, so there. Now that's enough. Let me put this back in the bag like I know what I'm doing. Put that back in there. And put it back over here where it lives. There we go. That's fine. Okay, then I'm going to pin over here and just kind of pin that Tulle. That Tulle now is going to be keeping this, all them little pieces put where I ask them to stay. See, if the teachers are able to pin their children to their desks, then they would stay where they've been asked to stay too, but it's against the law. to pin your children to the desk so they don't do it. Otherwise, they might go to jail. So I am. Now, I would show you me stitching. I'm not going to show you me stitching this. I'm going to bring it to the sewing machine. Let me see. Am I okay with pins here? But, I can't. Well, let me look. Let me look a minute here. Here's my sewing machine. This is my sewing machine right here. And then this is, right here is like a bunch of mess. I'll put this up here. Well, oh, see, I was working on them too this morning. Oh, I was got to put this over here and this thing here. And then put these scissors up here on the shelf. And then I can put this iron back over here. And put this pin cushion back over there. Put these scissors right here. My notepad where I write all my notes. Oh, I'm putting up a list of things that I'm going to put in the pick-a-stick thing that I'm going to play with my grandchildren. And then I'll move this out of the way and move this. Oh, that's supposed to go over here on them clips. Okay, well, maybe I can. Maybe I do have enough space here. That's me right there. My flower in my hair right here. There, now. Oh, now I gotta move this. Oh, I wonder, you know what? I wonder if Freya, will you move down here a little bit? Oopsie. Thank you, Freya, for being so nice. We'll just push this stuff out of the way. Okay, now move my bin over there so I got room for my Bodinsky. Now, let me see. I probably should just do this on pause. Okay, I want to get me a zigzag, so I think I want to use 05. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to get my stitches. I'm not sure which is which. I gotta write myself some notes on this so I know which one is for the width and which is for the length. Okay, so then I'm just gonna take this piece of art. There we go. Now put this. This is what I'm doing right here. And I'm going to start stitcherooing it. And I'm going to go all the way around and see the tulle. I did one of these before on video, I think. Or maybe even 2, or maybe this makes 7, I don't know. And, there. Now I'll turn it and go down. Oopsie daisy, I have a piece here that wants to jump off the train. Wants to jump off the train. Let me get that pinned on there. I'll show it who's boss man. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to, hopefully nothing falls off. Okay, then here we go, down the side, going down the side. Freya is working. Oh, you know what? Oh man, you know what I gotta do? I gotta wind bobbins today, because this bobbin is not going to be enough to do this whole thing, because it's a running short. At least it's running. And so, yeah, it's still going. It's still going. And so, I'm doing like a zigzag stitch, but it's like 3 stitches in each zig and 3 stitches in each zag. Okay, let me get that pin out of there. Boy, I do like not having to use a foot pedal. Man, I do like that. It's just like magical. I think it kind of works better just with a push button rather than my gas pedal. I never knew how to use the gas pedal when I was driving a car either. Kind of got carried away with it sometimes. Because, you know, I would listen to the radio. There was one, whoopsie. There was one time I kind of got pulled over. I didn't get a ticket, but I got pulled over. And the policeman, he said to me, "Do you realize how fast you were going?" And I said, "No, I really don't think I was going too fast." And, you know, this has been many years ago. I haven't drove for 10 years. And he told me what he thought I was driving at. And so, of course, he wanted to see my driving license. I wanted to see my which I had that. It was, I think you find it. It was in my purse somewhere. I found it. And he read my name and he goes, he says, we were right by the high school too. That was funny. And he says, "Do you know Jennifer?" I said, "That depends." That depends on why you ask. He says, "'Cause I went to school with a Jennifer and had your same last name." I said, aha, you did. I says, "Was she a good girl?" And he says, "Yes, she was awesome." And I said, "Okay, well then yes, I do have a daughter named Jennifer." And then he started singing her praises of how awesome and friendly and kind she was. And so he ended up just giving me he didn't even write out a warning ticket. Well, I did tell him, though, that it was the problem. I did explain to him that if I truly was going a little bit too fast, it wasn't really my fault. It was the fault of the music on the radio. Because I was listening to music that was upbeat. And so then I was tapping my foot on the gas pedal to the beat of the music. And then the car would even kind of go a jink, 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 you know, like that, you know. And I did explain that to him. And so that he would understand that it was not my fault. But once he came to understand that Jennifer was my daughter, he just gave me a warning. He just said, "Now I'm going to be watching for this car." He said, "I'm going to be watching for this car, and I'm going to make sure that I don't see it going a little bit too fast down this road again. And if it does happen that way, I'm going to have to tell Jennifer." Oh, man, I was so happy. I was so happy. Hi, Papa.
Who are you talking to?
My friends.
Oh.
I was talking to my friends while I was sewing. And so, yeah. So then when I got home, I did have his name because he gave me his card so I could give the card to Jennifer. And so I think his name was Nathan. I think his name was Nathan. I don't remember. It's been a long, long time ago. And so then when I did get home, I told Jennifer, and I showed her the card. You know, I said, "This was the guy that pulled me over." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, yes, I remember him from high school. He was so awesome." I said, "Well, now he's a very nice policeman." So I didn't get no ticket, but it was not my doings that I was overrunning the speed limit. It wasn't my doings. It was, I could turn this a little higher. There we go. And so yeah, I've had gas pedal problems in my life, but I never got in no crack ups or never got any tickets. One other time I got pulled over, That time I had my other daughter, Tommy Sue, was in the car with me. I went to go pick her up from work. She was working at the Hardee's. Well, at that time, there's a main intersection up by us right now. At that, my bobbin wound out. I'm going to have to put this on pause, and I'm going to wind bobbins because this was my last bobbin I had, and it is now empty. Okay, then if I remember the story, I'll tell you about my other time pulled over. This bobbin's empty. So I'm going to get my bobbin box. Whoops. My bobbin box. Which it does have some wound bobbins, but they're brown. I do not want brown thread on this bottom. I want my beautiful thread on the bottom. Okay, so then I'm going to pause this. I'm going to fill up my bobbins. And then, because it'll take me a little while to fill up my bobbins. See, that's what I probably should brush my hair too. Okay, yeah. Now, so, okay, I'm pausing. Oh, there it goes again. I have already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 14th bobbin. I got all these bobbins in that little instant you were on pause. I went in and visited the powder room, and I took off my sweatshirt, and I brushed my hair, and I washed my face, and I wound these bobbins, and I only got like 2 more to go, and then I'll have the bobbins. Now, see, right now what I'm making right now is going to, both the bobbin thread and the top thread are showing, so I'm using I'm using the colored thread, the multicolored thread on both bobbin and the top. But now if I'm doing something and the bottom isn't going to show the bobbin thread, then I just use this here brown stuff. But otherwise I use these colored ones because I love them. That's why. So, and I love this bobbin winder. Oh my gosh. I love it. It winds them so quickly, and I can just go do one and then do another, and there we go with that one. And then I got one more to go, and so then I just get me another, and then I just put the thread through the little hole, and the thread's been going good through the holes, and now this one probably won't, because the world is watching. Of course not. It's not going to go through. That might be one of the holes that's just a pretend hole. Well, Elizabeth, these holes, oh, there we go. That's a real hole right there. Must be. Has to be. Okay, go in the hole. Okay, it went in the hole. Oh, and then I pulled it right back out again. Oh, Elizabeth Marie. Okay, now let me see. Where'd that real hole go? Okay. They make these bobbins tricky, because some of the holes aren't real holes. They only look like holes. That's not a real hole. Try this one. That's not a real hole. Oh, this is a real hole. I think of all them 4 spots on there, only one is a real hole. Okay, there. I got that in there. Let's see. Then I hold the thread just for a second. I go start, stop, and just hold that thread through the hole. And then I nip it off because I don't want it to get wrapped down there on the rest of it. So this is the last one that I'm threading. See, it just threads so beautifully. It just winds it just like it knows what it's doing. Okay, now I have got 16 bobbins wound up. This is good. This is a very good apparatus. Okay, let me put this back over here. And then here I have my bobbins all nice and freshly wound. I can put them there, and I can scoot my tushy back over here, and I can put my bobbin back into my sewing machine. I love how this bobbin just goes right in there, cuts that thread off, and it's happy. It's happy. Now my sewing machine is happy again, and so now I can go back and continue on my sewing journey because it is filled. The bobbin has, it's got its belly full. My machine, oh, here's the button. My sewing machine has its belly full of bobbin thread again. And so I'm gonna, what I'm doing here now is you've probably watched the other video already, and sometimes I repeat myself a lot, and when you get like old, then you're allowed to repeat yourself. And my children says, yes, mother, you told me that 9 times already. But, you know, you got to make sure that them kids don't forget things. And so you're allowed to remind and speak your mind twice. And so that is my story. I'm sticking to it. And so, but I'm sewing this, and I'm going kind of like, I'm going to do the whole thing in like a spiral with my stitching. And so each one, yes, Papa. I love you, Papa. Okay. And he was playing charades with me again. He's so cute. He comes to me to tell me that he's going to go outside and walk around, and he just lip syncs it, you know, and then he uses hand signals to show me that he's going to go walk around the yard. He's so cute. I'm telling you. Wouldn't trade him for a solid gold sewing machine. Solid gold sewing machine, though, it probably wouldn't be all that good. That's too much money anyway for a solid gold sewing machine. Okay, now, and so what was I saying earlier? I was telling you about my second offense on the road, and that one was a few years later. I had went to go pick up my other daughter from work. She was working over to the Hardys, and she was working nights, and so she closed a lot of times, and so it was like 2 a.m. when I'd go pick her up, and that's before she was a driver, so that's how many years ago that was, and I was still driving. But that intersection up by our house, up by the road, which now is a very busy intersection, it's got stores on every corner, but back then it didn't have anything on the corners. It didn't have no traffic light up there, nothing, but it did have a stop sign. But and so I was going to make my right hand turn right there, which I did make my right hand turn because there was nothing coming, so I just made my right hand turn. And so, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came these flashing lights. Oh my gosh, it's amazing that I didn't have a stroke. And so he pulled me right over. Doggone him. And so he goes, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, no, I don't. By then I was about, I was really didn't know why he pulled me over. It's 2 a.m. after 2 in the night, morning, and I didn't know why he pulled me over. I knew I wasn't speeding. Well, I did not come to a complete stop, apparently, at the red light, at the stop sign. And, but there was nothing coming, so why come to a complete stop? I didn't see any future in that. And so then he wanted to see my registration and my driver's license and whatnot. So I'm digging it up. I'm trying to find it, and it's dark, and then I'm a nervous wreck, and then I start crying because at that time I used to be a big crybaby. I'm not anymore. But And my daughter says to me, she goes, Mama, you need to calm down or you're going to have another heart attack. Well, I don't know why she said that because I never had the first heart attack. Oh my gosh. And so then the young gentleman said, I guess he didn't want me to have another heart attack. I don't know. And he said to me, he said, well, I'm going to let you go this time, but I'll be watching out for your car. I'm thinking, good grief, I've heard this whole story before. And so, and then it was Easter evening. It was the night, it was Easter Sunday, actually, so 2 o'clock in the morning. And so he says, I'm going to let you go this time, but you be sure to be stopping at them a stop sign, even if you don't see anybody coming. And he said I needed to get into that habit or something like that. And so I got away that time again. And I guess because, and I think it's because my daughter said she didn't want me to have another heart attack. And I said, as we were going up the road, I said, Tom Sue, why'd you say that? She says, because it looked like you was going to have another heart attack. I said, well, I never had the first. And she goes, yeah, I know it, but it still looked like you was going to have another. And so I got, that's the only 2 times I've been pulled over, and never have I gotten a ticket, and or nothing. Nothing, no tickets, no nothing, and never got in a car accident. I almost got in a car accident one time. Oh man, was that close. Because, see, I was driving home. I had my son in the car, and he was only maybe 10. And then there was, you could see there was fire trucks behind me, and you know, their sirens come on, you know, when they want you to scoot over. And so, and it was raining. And so I told Billy, I said, now see, when you know that, because I was telling, like I was acting like I was all smart and stuff. And I told him, I said, now when you're driving in the road and there's emergency vehicles behind you, you've got to pull over and let them go by. And so I pulled over just to give him the good example. Well, what I did not know, Papa's listening to me. What I did not know at that moment
Someone come join you.
was that, oh, he said he's going to come join me, was that you did not get all 4 wheels on the wet grass while you're moving. That 2 of the wheels should have stayed on the pavement. They didn't. All 4 wheels got on the wet grass. And I was on like a curve and sort of like on a little bit of a dip. There was a dip down in there. And they had these big old concrete light poles, you know, big old concrete. It was at that same corner where they didn't have nothing before, and this was later on. And my car had a mind of its own. It just had a mind of its own. I had no control over my car at all. It was sliding on the wet grass. It was just a slipping and a sliding on the wet grass. And when it went past that light pole, it barely nicked my rear view, not, you know, the side car door mirror, rear view thing right here on the door. Barely nicked it. Barely nicked it. Boy. And then it stopped, and the car stopped. Then, you know, after we passed that pole, my knees were like jello. They were like jello. I was breathing heavy. And Billy was kind of snarky. I don't know what he said. He said something very snarky about his lesson that I gave him. And but he did learn then that you can, if you're going to pull off in the wet grass, to give the fire truck some space, that you need to leave 2 of the tires on the road. Or it could be hazardous to your health. Oops, this has to go a little further down here. Hi, Papa, did you come in?
Yeah, I'm in.
What are you doing?
Playing with my book here.
Playing with your book?
Yeah, finding words.
Finding words. He's playing in his word search book. Okay, so I am just zigzagging this, and I'm getting toward the middle now. I'm getting toward the middle, and I'm just keep zigzagging it. And when I'm doing that, it's got that tulle over the top of all those little tiny pieces I put in there. And then, because my rows of stitching are only about a 1/2 inch apart, and I'm using the zigzag stitch, it's holding each one of those little pieces nice and tight on the fabric. And then the yarn I just put there just for pretty. I just put that on there for pretty. Oh, I gotta pull that pin out. Is that all the pins I got left? Oh, I can pull that one out too. Make sure I got all my pins out. Okay, my pins are out. And then one time, me and Papa, we went to Virginia. That's when we were still young. And we went to Virginia, and then after we stayed a week in Virginia, then we went to Alabama to pick up my granddaughter and bring her down. She was still just like a little kid then, too. And I wouldn't drive in Virginia or Alabama, nowhere where there was all them mountains. There was no way I'd drive. But then when we got into Florida again, we're on our way home, I said to him, I says, well, why don't you let me go ahead and drive for a while? And because now there's flat roads, and I know if I have a flat tire, there's someplace I can go rather than off a cliff. And so he said, okay, that's good. He was tired of driving anyway. And so I started driving, and just on this flat highway, you know, and I was just driving nicely. And then all of a sudden, Papa says to me, he says, well, maybe I should take over driving. I said, I haven't been driving that long. I said, I'm fine. He goes, yeah. But that guy in the ditch back there, he's fine. He's probably all shook up. I said, what's he doing in the ditch? He says, you just run him off the road. You cut in front of him, and he had to go to the ditch to get out of your way.
True story.
And I did not see that. I mean, he didn't crash or nothing. He might have died. I didn't check to see if he had a heart attack or a stroke or something. He may have. I may be a felon. I may be a murderer. I don't know. But then I thought, well, okay. Okay, then. You can drive. So I pulled over and let him drive, and the whole world lived happily ever after. There was one time I got real panicky. Oh, and when we were going up to Virginia, because we were in Georgia, and we were still on flat roads. We was on I-75 or something. No, we weren't on I-75, because we were on flat roads though, still, because we were in like southern Georgia. And so, and it was raining. It started raining, and I'm crying. I said, I can't drive in this. He says, well, you need to pull off on that next road. I said, I don't see no road. He says, right up here, up on the right, there's just a road. Just go ahead and pull off in that road. And I said, I don't see no road. I couldn't see no road. It was just rain, and the tears were blinding me. And so I finally just figured, okay, I'm going to pull off somewhere. I'm just going to pull off somewhere. And I did then. I just pulled off. I got the car slowed. Well, I was going real slow anyway, because I couldn't see a flipping thing because of the rain. And then, so I did get the car offside the road, and we all lived, and I didn't wreck or nothing. And then he took over driving. And so So when I did finally quit driving, I figured it was really a good idea. It was a real good idea because even though I didn't really, I don't know, I might have caused wrecks in my day and I just don't even know it. I might be well, I don't know. Maybe I was a menace on the road and I don't even know. But yeah, I'm on my last row of stitching right here. I'm on my last row of stitching. What I want to see is what the back looks like. Because if the back looks good, now when I've made these before, I put a backing fabric on afterwards. And so, okay. Now,
Good.
I hope I'm not in your way, Papa. There, see? That's what I just stitched. Can you see the sparkly hearts? That's on the tulle. And the back has just got zigzags of all different colors. So if that's the inside of this journal cover, and then this is the outside of the journal cover, I could get away with not putting any. I wonder how this would look if I just, because I gotta trim it anyway. So what if I just trim it with my pinking shears? I don't plan anything ahead of time. I just go with the flow. I just go with the flow. I should have been named Flo. No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
No, you don't like the name Flo?
No.
I was going to name our next child Flo.
No.
Oh.
Did you never met Flo? Needless and Flo?
I met Needless and Flo.
Oh, you want to be a Flo?
I knew some other Flo's
You
too.
wouldn't want to be a Flo.
You wouldn't want to be a Flo?
No.
I remember Needless and Flo. That was your aunt and uncle, right?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I met them. I remember because I stepped on Neelis's toe when I went to go hug him, and he was sitting in the reclining chair, and I stepped on his toe, and he had the gout, and I hurt him, and I felt so bad. But I guess he didn't. He said it didn't hurt, and I felt pretty bad that I stepped on his toe. I wasn't good anywhere. You couldn't bring me anywhere. I caused trouble.
That's okay. I'm going to hang on to you.
At least I didn't do as much as you did.
I ain't done nothing.
Well, remember the time that me and you and Billy went to Target?
No.
You don't remember? We went to Target, and it was around Easter time. And I was shopping, and they were just trying to stay, occupy themselves and entertain.
Weren't we hiding eggs or something in there?
No, you weren't hiding eggs. You was trying on little girls' hats.
Oh.
And then
You sure we wasn't trying to find eggs?
You might have been hiding. And that was the same time you two went and went to all the alarm clocks, the wind-up alarm clocks, and wound them up and set them all to go.
I do remember that.
At the same time. Was that the same time or was that another time?
I don't know.
That might have been another time.
I remember doing that, me and Billy doing that, though.
You guys were brats.
He got me in so much trouble.
Yeah. He was just a little kid and you was the adult supervision. And then you blame it on him. Oh. Yeah, so much for the adult supervision.
Yeah,
but they would have these little, little bonnets that little girls would wear at Easter time, and their little purses and stuff, and so they'd have a purse hanging. Mommy, they come. Can I have this purse? They would, and I was pretending like I didn't know them. I was pretending, and they followed me around like I knew them. I didn't know who they were, really. No.
People in the store were having a ball.
No, they weren't. It's a wonder we didn't get kicked right out of the store. Now I'm trimming off these little extra threads that
I'm
got out.
amazed they didn't come up and pay us for the entertainment.
Oh, and then, oh, well, what about the story about the carts? We went shopping one time over to the Walmart at like in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. or whatever. And so all the carts are available. You know the little carts that people wear if they're crippled? These two. They weren't crippled. But they got in them carts and drove them carts.
Yeah, we did.
All over the store. And they'd go. My whole family's like that, though. You know, there was one time.
She tries to blame it all on me, but it ain't me. It's her whole family.
They're your family, too.
I learned it from them.
Oh, well, actually, there was one time, you know, I was with my daughter Tommy Sue and her daughter Kimberly. Well, Kimberly wanted one of those marshmallow. There's some of those stuffed animals. When you hug them, you feel like you're hugging a marshmallow. Well, she wanted one of them. I guess it must have been around Easter time then too. Well, I was driving one of them carts at that time because that wasn't all that long ago, and I was getting a little bit old, and I couldn't walk too far, and I can't walk far at all. But and she wanted that thing, and she kept saying, "Grandma, I need this," and she'd throw it in the basket right there in my cart, and well, then I'd drive around a while and take it out, and I'd stuff it somewhere where it didn't belong, like in the men's underwear or something. She always found it. And she'd bring it back and throw it back in my cart. And then I'd drive around a while again, and I'd find, and then when she wasn't looking, I'd find another place, you know, stuff it behind the ladies' brasiers or something, and then toilet paper aisle or something. She always found it and brought it back and threw it in my cart. But she didn't get it, and she didn't buy. I did not buy it for her then. But her mama did go back to the store later and got it, and then gave it to her in her little Easter basket. Okay, now I wonder. I just went around the whole thing with the pinking shears and just pinked it all the way around. I wonder if that's enough of an edge that I don't have to put an edging, because on this one I put some double fold. I gotta get the lint off. I put some there. I put some double fold bias tape on this one.
How come it's biased?
It's biased tape. It's biased tape.
What doesn't it like? What's it biased against?
It's bias tape because it's cut on the bias of the fabric, and it ain't biased against nothing. Oh, there's my little nippers. I was wondering where those were. You had them the whole time.
No, I didn't have them.
Huh. Okay, I guess I better hang this phone up because yeah, I don't know if I'll put some bias tape on there or if I'll just leave that like that. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool though for like a journal cover. So if I were to put some pages in here and call it a journal and then put some snaps right here and here, this one I'd only need to put one snap right here, or a button. Maybe I would do a button. I haven't tried to do a buttonhole yet on this sewing machine. I don't think I'm going to play with that today. See if I can do that. Put a button. Okay, so I got me a video made there. Got me a book cover. So I made 2 book covers this morning. I'm liking that. And I got my bobbins wound up here. And I really do need to. I do need to get a couple things done. I can't hardly wait till my hair grows longer so I can have really long braids. Okay, I'm going to read you something. You are stronger than you know. You know, you guys, you're amazing. If you're still watching, if you are still watching after 1 whole hour, then you are even more amazing than you think, than you know. Okay, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find, okay, right here, Natalie Evans wrote this. In this book, You Are Stronger Than You Know. Words of hope and encouragement for someone living with a chronic illness. This is a little pep talk. That's what it says. We always need the little pep talk. Oh, I gave this pep talk recently. I just remembered it when I see this. Repeat after me. I am strong. I am special. I can do anything. Sometimes life throws hurdles in our path, but we just have to keep on going at full speed ahead, looking inside ourselves for the courage to leap over them and never look back. You are a strong and remarkable person, and you can do anything. May you always believe in yourself. That was written by Natalie Evans. Wonder if she's related to my granddaughter, because my granddaughter's last name is Evans. But anyway, that is. You are strong and you are beautiful and you are intelligent and you are smart. I'm not sure that's what it said in there, but it's close enough. Okay, now I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to go get me some oatmeal. I'm a little hungry, so I think I'm going to make me some oatmeal. But, I hold my finger on his nose so you don't see that spot. Or maybe I should use this finger. Okay, that's it. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, bring you back safe and sound, happy and healthy, well-fed, and just as beautiful as you are today to the next video. And I will, I really am going to clean up my mess. See this pot? Wait a minute. I can't turn that way. Why won't that turn this way? This should turn. This, I wonder if you undo this. No. I wonder if you undo this, if it turns. No. Huh. What if you undo, what is that doing? Ooh, maybe, oh. What if you go like this? Something should help that to turn without having to turn the whole thing. It's a good thing it doesn't turn, because I was just going to show you my mess. There we go. I need to play with that tripod because it must turn somehow. Okay, that's it. That's all you get for your quarter. And your penance. Your pen. Okay. God bless you all. And I'll see you later, alligator.